Good morning, everybody. It's Nancy with She's Got Yarn. It's Wednesday morning, and we have accomplished our goal of getting all of these wonderful blankets made for Boggy Creek. And again, I want to thank everyone. I released a video yesterday. I apologize. It's not the greatest video. I just felt like I needed to get some of that out there because I'm sure you guys have been waiting for it. There's more to come. We've done the drawing. That video will come up either today or tomorrow. I'm working on it. I want to just kind of do a better intro. The videos are, I can only make videos no longer than like 30 minutes. Or I'm having issues downloading it through my app, my editing app, so I can take out some of the ground, the pictures I shouldn't have taken pictures of. But anyways, I'm gonna share like photo screens with some music. The women in the blue are the women that started this, and it's Williston Women's Club out of Williston, Florida. My mom is a member. My mom asked me to make her a couple blankets, small blankets. She gave me the measurements. This was last year. Well, actually 2021. Quiet, I'm talking. Come in here. He wants his medicine. So anyways, I made her 2 blankets in 2021. Hold on. I forgot to give him his medicine. He's the boss here. I'm back. All of you know I have 5 Labradors or Labradoodles. I have 2 that are like Labradoodle and one's a Golden Doodle. But anyways, I have a 3-legged yellow lab. He's 10 years old, and he struggles to sustain the weight on his back end, and I have to give him pain meds twice a day or he won't walk. So he'll waddle like a seal around the house. So that's what that was about. So he kind of tells me he needs his medicine. Yeah, it's pretty routine. So, and God bless him, my husband takes good care of my dogs when I'm away. But I think he forgets to give him his medication. So he wasn't walking when I came home. But he is, comfortable on the couch. Sitting on the couch. Yes, you are a good boy. Anyways, let's get back to Boggy Creek. I can't remember where I was. But I just wanted to give a better intro. I'm going to probably show some clips of the ladies from the Women's Club, me and my mom, me and Lynette, me and Cindy, and then I was going to edit a lot of what this lady, she was kind of long-winded, which is great. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's my editing issue. I'm just going to let it roll, bloopers and all, and just make another video if I can't down all of it. And because I want to share the whole experience, kind of like take you there. And so the first video wasn't the best, but I wanted to get something out for you guys. You guys worked so hard to help us reach the goal of 300, and Billy said 344, but I actually donated a total of 7 blankets. The 8th one, it was in the back seat. Somehow it got missed. Because I didn't sew in the end or something. There was something along that line. But they'll get it next year. I've already started working on Boggy blankets for next year. Before we kick that off for this year in August, I'll explain the specs. And when you see the cabins and see the blankets on the beds, you'll understand why they want those measurements. But no blanket goes unloved at this camp, no matter the size. But the spec sizes will go to the children. The ones that are too big will go to the adults and be a part of Boggy Camp forever. It will not go home with the kids if it's too big or too small. So keep that in mind when you make blankets in the future. And again, we are very grateful no matter the size. But they do have, you know, a specific size they want to send home with the kids. And you'll understand that when you see more of my videos. So I'm going to leave it at that. And I hope you guys enjoy my Boggy Creek experience. And I hope it takes you there. And again, just remember, you guys made a big difference in the lives of all these children. Thank you. Thank you so much. It started out with just making 2 blankets for my mom in 21, and then she asked for 2 more in 22. And I called Boggy Creek, and I'm like, you know, what's up with the blankets? They explained it to me. They said they'll take whatever they can get. Knowing the platform that Miss Billy, the Crafty Floridian, has, and Charm Grammy, I reached out to them. Well, actually, it was Charm Grammy's idea. Let's make a bunch. So then we reached out to Billy, and that's kind of how that happened. So I'm very grateful to know these 2 great ladies, and I can call them a sister because I love them like a sister. I love them dearly, and they know that. I love you, Billy. I love you, Lynette. You know that. I love all of you guys. But it's just wonderful to meet them in person and hug them, and, you know. So anyways, let's get to Boggy Creek. Enough of my mushy stuff. So, all right, guys, enjoy. Okay, there's one more thing before we move forward. You guys will notice you will not see Miss Billy, the Crafty Floridian, in any of the videos. But I do want you all to know we could not have raised as many blankets as we did without Billy. Billy did a lot for this blanket drive, and I want to acknowledge that, and I want you all to acknowledge that. She hasn't been feeling very good, so say a prayer for Billy. I mean, I think she's okay. She just isn't feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say a prayer for you, sister, because we got a cruise to go to soon. So, but anyways, y'all, you won't see her in these pictures, but her heart is in these pictures, her soul, her everything. She put a lot into this, and she's got kind of a cool idea, and she's collaborating with another YouTuber, but I'm going to let her share that with you when she's ready to. I'm excited. I love you, Billy. I hope you feel better. We missed you very much. So, but I know you were there in spirit. So, all right, let's move forward with my video.
Next stop is going to be the Patch, which is our medical facility.
They got a dock.
Oh, wow.
Welcome to the Patch is what it says up there. And there's a Boggy bear. Oh, it's so cute in here.
Different colors.
Books.
Okay.
I don't know if I can do them.
So this is the Patch. It's where you go to get patched up. This is our medical facility. This building is the reason kids can come to camp. So I'm going to talk about summer camp first. Summer camp, again, our campers are between the ages of 7 to 16. Their parents have gone through with their doctor, their specialist, filling out all the medical forms and applications in order to be qualified for camp. We have on staff year-round 1 pediatric specialist. Dr. Karen is a pediatric oncologist, and 1 nurse who happens to also be an oncology specialist, Lynn, who started here as a volunteer many moons ago, and now he's on staff. We are supplemented in the summer. We hire 4 nurses who help with the dispensing of all the meds, because most of our kids are on a lot of medications. Our goal is to keep kids out of this building. So all meds are dispensed either in their cabin or in the dining hall or somewhere else on camp, because We want the medical portion to remain in the background as much as possible. And you can tell by the fact that this does not look like a hospital at all. Some things you see are gonna look like a hospital. We'll get to those rooms in a minute. So when they first come to camp in the summer, this is the first building they come to. And our nurses and pharmacists who are here for that day, who volunteer for that day, help us with what are the meds, has anything changed since the application, what are the meds, and then those 4 nurses are assigned to different groups. We divide the kids up into 4 different groups, and you'll begin to see, and I know this may, I hope it's not complicated, you'll begin to see the colors red, yellow, blue, and green. It's fun to divide kids by color instead of group 1, group 2, group 3. So when you're in that group, you're with kids that are about your same age. So you're always hanging out with them in your cabin. You're gonna move to activities together. It's how we organize. So we call them prides. The red pride might be at boating and fishing, while the green pride is in the dining hall, or in the at arts and crafts. The blue pride might be at the pool. So it's a way for us to organize activities so they move together as a group. It's also how we organize meds. So if you have 150 campers in a week, we hire 4 nurses, each one assigned to those prides, and they only have to keep track of all those medications and those kids in that pride. So they don't need to worry about all 150. So they're organized that way in our pharmacy. As I said, we have a pharmacist who comes in at the beginning of the week to help us. And then we have the volunteer doctors who are here. For those docs, a lot of times, at least one, usually more than one, of our campers is their patient. So they get to see their patients as kids, you know, out playing, and really get to see, like, well, how are they really doing? Like, what does that really look like? Because I know we get some parents in the group, but sometimes parents see things differently than the rest of the world does for our children, right?
Sure.
So they love that part of the experience, frankly, of coming to volunteer. And for the most part, you know, they're hanging out. You know, they're just here if we need them. Other than that, they're just hanging out, enjoying the boating and fishing and the pool and everything else. So, but we can't do it without them for those moments that we need them. So on family retreat weekends, a little different, because the parents are here and they're managing that medical portion every day anyway. They don't have to check in here in the patch. The meds don't have to be in this building. In the summer, no medication is allowed in a cabin, not even Advil. Everything has to be dispensed out of here for the safety of our campers. But on family retreat weekends, parents are in charge, or guardians, you know, whoever that child looks to day to day. So that's that's the check-in process for camp. Let's go and check out one of our exam rooms, and then we'll go down to our medical emergency room. Okay?
Dr.
What? That name is very
Eloise Harmon.
Yes.
Yeah, I worked with her for 30 years.
Yes. Yes.
And she always talked about a camp, but she never said the name
This
of
is it. Oh my gosh. What a small room it is.
Look at the table.
So we had volunteer artists come, and all of our rooms have a different flavor. So I'm gonna let you guys kind of rotate through there.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
This is amazing.
Gunnar would love this. He loves dinosaurs.
Oh, I know.
I want to go to a doctor that has an office like that.
I love the table. It's
No,
cute in
right?
there.
It looks like a dinosaur.
Even the little scales have smiles on them.
Well, look at that, Ms. Plum tuckered out treatment room.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, and here's the
Beautiful. Color, too.
coordination.
And that's Miss Plum. The doggy.
Where's And that's Miss Plum. Miss Plum tuckered out treatment room at the Boggy Creek Gang, made possible through the generous donation of Charles Beckart family. And this is Miss Plum.
We serve sick kids. And it really is a hospital at the end of the day. Where you guys parked your cars, actually, there's a big grass field next to it. We do a lot of activities there, croquet. We have a thing called Silly Olympics. It's a lot of fun. But it is also where you can land a medevac helicopter. So like I said, everything is very intentional, but it looks like a lot of fun. So we can stabilize pretty much any child. If a child has a coronary, which has happened, we're an emergency room. There are a few things we cannot do. One is x-rays. We don't have a machine, we don't have radiologists. So we have 2 hospitals, one in Mount Dora, one in Delarge, that we rely on if we think a child's broken a bone. Also lab work. Some of our kids require lab work while they're here. So the docs will pull the labs, send them off via courier to one of the hospitals, and then they'll send the report back here. So if a doc feels like they need to change meds or something's happening while a camper's here, they can do that. One of the other magical things that happens is people who have hemophilia, a lot of people think immediately, which is true, hemophilia is the illness where your blood does not clot. And that is true. It does impact a variety of other things in your body as well. But in order for your blood to clot, you have to be able to infuse factor. They don't have factor in their blood like most of us do. So one of the things that we do is older campers who have learned how to use factor and do their own injections so that they can become independent. We'll teach younger campers how to infuse their factor. So for a lot of our younger campers, they come in where only their parents have done the infusion, and they will leave being able to do it themselves. So again, it goes back to that intentional part of helping empower them. We don't do a lot of medical things, but that is one that we can do, and it helps older campers really have that sense of responsibility about their own illness because they're helping somebody else. So
That's very cool.
yeah, right?
It is awesome. Everything that goes on here is just awesome.
So, do you guys have any questions about the medical component?
No, it's
No, you're doing a great job.
Okay. What we're gonna do, I know I left the golf cart out front. I'm gonna pick it up in a minute. We're actually gonna walk from here to the next couple of buildings. And then I'll do a run back and get the golf cart when we've got a long trip to make. Okay, because everything's
all the way around to the next building with the door. Instead of turning out of the door.
It is a cutway to the cabin. We're gonna drive around the circle, and there are 3 different pathways that the kids take a shortcut, because they walk everywhere, so.
Look, they got a ping pong table
Well,
in there.
it's, there's no reason in August to walk around the loop when we can cut through the shaded trees, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get the door.
It is warm.
Right?
It's hot. Get real.
Look at all the banners.
And anytime, if you guys want a group picture anywhere, just let me know and I'll start.
Yeah, I'd like the picture of me and Lynette here.
Yeah, we can do that.
Is that yarn?
It is.
Awesome.
So, okay. So remind me, don't let us leave without doing a photo.
Okay.
So let me tell you, in case you haven't figured it out, you're in the dining hall, right? Our dining hall was in 1996. This side built by Darden Restaurants. The kitchen built by Outback Steakhouse, corporate Outback Steakhouse. So we were very lucky at the beginning of camp to have some very huge corporate partners that were very generous. This is where you eat, right? So that's not complicated. And let me talk about that a little bit. So this is the one room on camp that all 150 campers in the summer are here with all the counselors and all the staff, and it's loud. That's a DJ booth. It's loud and it's fun and it's exciting, and there's also food. We serve everything family style. And we do know every child's, and on family weekends, parents and siblings, nutritional needs. And we meet those needs. So our kitchen staff is very professional, and they know how to make all those things happen. We never allow nuts on camp at all, so we don't have to worry about that. But there's all sorts of dietary needs that our campers have because of their illness, but sometimes just people have, like parents or siblings, you know, they want to be gluten-free or, you know, whatever that is for themselves. And we meet all of those needs, so there's always an opportunity for people to enjoy food. For those who can't partake, it is camp. So there are pizza and hot dogs and cheeseburgers, and there's salad and tacos and all sorts of things. We have grilled chicken, we have roasted turkey and mashed potatoes, you know, it's gonna vary. People can eat whenever they need to. So if a camper is hungry and it's not mealtime, a counselor will come and grab something for them, whether that's a sandwich or an apple or an orange or a granola bar, whatever that looks like. There's always food on what we call the sidebars as well. During family retreat weekends, that's where families might find some Smuckers, you know, PB&Js and granola bars and fruit and bagels. They can toast a bagel if they want to. So people can come and eat at any time. It doesn't have to be mealtime. The way it works in the summer is every table, and if you look around, you start to see those colors that I was talking about. So you can see, where does the green pride sit? Where does the red pride sit? Where does the yellow pride sit? Where does the blue pride sit?
Oh, cool.
And your pride, a pride is 4 cabins. That'll make sense when we get to cabin row. So you're hanging out in here. You've got all your counselors with you. You're doing cheers. They're not out here. So we have, you know, caddies that have all the silverware and napkins and all that stuff. And campers will begin to set the table. They're like, oh, let's get out the silverware. Let me help you, and let me help you, and let me help you. And we hear time and time again from parents that a lot of times kids come home much more independent than they were when they got here the first time. And we see in the dining hall where that actually begins to happen, because maybe at home, it's like, you don't have to help, it's okay. Like, it's okay, you don't have to help. When they come here, yeah, help, that's amazing, that's awesome. And they wanna help, and they wanna help, you know, their cabin mates and their counselors, and they wanna be a part of that, like all kids do, right? So that starts with helping set the table. Then there's the special pink spoon that is given to every table, and that pink spoon is what gets you a tray of food. So you go with a counselor up to the window over here, and you'll get your tray of food, and you bring it back to your table. They take the spoon, they give you a tray. That way we know no table got, you know, too many trays or the wrong tray. Again, going back to some of those special needs that our campers might have. When they're done, campers will begin to clean up. Here's the magic of that underlying intent, though. There is always a song that is selected at the beginning of summer that every counselor knows is the "It's time to clean up in the dining hall" song. And so while there's other music playing, suddenly a song will come on and the counselors know, time to clean up. Nobody has to say it's time to clean up. Counselors begin the process and the kids jump right in. Oh, cleaning up, got it. And they clean up, and then the trays go over here, and if a camper says, I really want to go in the kitchen and spray the dishes, they can go in the kitchen and spray the dishes. So we want to afford them that opportunity if that's fun for them. So that's kind of mealtime. Family retreat weekends look a little different. You've got multiple families hanging out at tables. You know that you're going to begin to make those friendships in the dining hall and over that first dinner on Friday night when you're like, hey, you know, tell me about your family and I'll tell you about my family. And by the end of the weekend, we're going to be best friends, you know. So kids will hang with their families. Maybe they end up meeting another kid and they can go sit with them. So family retreats have a little different flavor in the dining hall, though there is still dancing and music and cheers that happen at every meal because that's a requirement. So I'm going to jump back to summer camp and tell you about the web of kindness, which is yarn, made out of yarn. During lunch, because rest hour immediately follows, the music tends to be a little lower key. There's not a lot of cheering during lunch. It is a time to say thank you and express your gratitude. So during lunch, there is a staff member up here with a microphone, and they will call on the green pride for gratitude, and 2 of the counselors will begin to wrap green yarn as kids line up to say thank you. And they may say, thank you, Nancy, for that Afghan. That really meant a lot to me. They will thank you for kissing their fish. We'll find out about that when we go outside. They will thank you for helping them get ready for stage day. They will thank you for opening a door. They want to say thank you. And they will come to the front of the room. Yarn gets wrapped around this, then the yellow pride goes, then the red pride goes, then the blue pride goes. That is a week of camp. And at the end of a week of camp, we can take our smallest camper and literally lift them up. And we say, gratitude and kindness lifts you up. So it's a visual for all of our kids to walk away, right? Anyway, so that's the web of kindness.
I love it.
The other thing that we have, and I don't have an example of one, is tumbleweed necklaces, which is something else you guys could actually make for us. So I can get that to you. They're made with yarn.
Okay.
And they are a string, and we have how they're made so that and somewhere along the line I may see one. It looks like a tumbleweed, like a poof ball of yarn, but I can pull the strings out. The strings are about that long, right? Okay. A pom-pom, yeah, thank you. We call them tumbleweeds because they started during our Wild West weekends, because every weekend and week has a theme, and so somebody got this idea, and then now it's grown to every camp, which is great. So you have one on and I have one on, and yep, the idea is I go, Nancy, thank you so much, and I tie it around your necklace part as a way of saying thank you, or I saw you be so nice. Like, that's amazing that you did that. And campers will do that, and counselors will do that. So at the end of the week, the pom-pom is smaller, but the necklace is filled up with yarn because of all the wonderful things that you did while you were at camp. So that's another little tradition we have. And again, that's what we're helping do, intentional, but
a neat
fun,
idea.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the whole world needs a tumbleweed necklace, quite frankly. Wouldn't that be nice?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so the other thing I'll talk about here before we go outside to boating and fishing is if you look above me, there's a disco ball, because this is where the dance is. Hey there. This is where the dance is held. So every summer camp, there's a dance. There's dance night, one night during the week, and then every family retreat weekend on Saturday evening, we put a lot into our Saturday evening, there is dance night. And on family retreats, I told you guys that's how I started here, and it still happens to this day. And it was one of my favorite moments, and I do get a little emotional because I still see the parents that it happened to that I saw the first time. Because we push all of these tables back, we line the benches up so you can sit down if you're not a dancer. We also have games on the porch, especially during the summer, like not dancing, I'm gonna go play checkers. That's okay, you can do that. But we hang little white Christmas lights, you know, we got the music going. And it's amazing because you're so focused on your kids. Even when your kids are healthy, right? You're always focused on your kids. When your kids are sick, you're really focused on your kids. And in those moments where the kids are dancing and they're with their volunteer pals, because every family has volunteers that are there to take those kids away so that parents or guardians can do whatever they need to do during that weekend. So maybe it's the pal and the volunteer that's dancing with your kids. So husbands and wives will suddenly go, you want to dance? And they haven't done that in a really long time. And they'll do it here under this disco ball. So that's one of my favorite things, is watching parents find themselves again as a married couple. And family retreats do that, if that's what their family looks like. Everybody's family may look a little different. So
That's cool.
so that's the dining hall. Questions?
No, you're doing a great job.
Okay, we're gonna go out the front door and down the sidewalk, and then we'll stop right at the end of the sidewalk, and I'll talk about what's down the hill, which is our boating and fishing, our campfire, and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Let's get a selfie in front of them.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that. There's going to be a part 3. So, I'll see you soon. Love y'all. Mwah.